Never stop reading the Bible. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into this incredible story from way back when, and it's all about rebuilding. But we're not just talking about a building, we're talking about rebuilding a community's entire spirit. Yeah, it's a powerful lesson in getting our priorities straight. Okay, so with that in mind, let's dive in. We're going to break this story down into 5 parts. We'll kick things off with a project that's totally on hold, then see what happens when a call to rebuild shakes things up. We'll hit a major crisis of comparison, and trust me, we've all been there, before getting to the heart of what true glory is all about. And finally, we'll wrap up by asking ourselves, what are we meant to rebuild? Okay, first up, a project on hold. And this is all about when being comfortable, well, it makes you complacent. So let's paint a picture here. The people of Israel are finally back home after being in exile for a long time. I mean, this should be a huge moment, right? Full of hope, a chance for a total reset, a fresh start. And, they're getting settled, they're building their houses, getting their lives back on track, really finding that sense of normal again after everything was just turned upside down. And hey, on the surface, that sounds awesome. But there's a pretty big problem brewing. Yeah, see, while they're so busy making sure their own homes look great, the spiritual center of their entire community, God's house, is literally just a pile of rocks. It's in ruins. All that passion they had, it's gone cold. They've just gotten apathetic. And the one project that should have been number 1 on the list, totally forgotten. So, right into the middle of this spiritual slump walks a prophet. And he's got a message that is direct, urgent, and impossible to ignore.
His name is Haggai. And what's kind of funny is that his name literally means festival, like a party. But trust me, his message is no celebration. It is a serious, serious wake-up call.
So God's message through Haggai really boils down to 2 key things. First, you guys need to rebuild this temple like now. And second, you have got to take a hard look at your priorities. It's a pretty simple challenge when you think about it. Just stop and consider what you're doing and put what's most important first. And you know what? It works. It's amazing. The people are actually shaken out of their rut. They listen, they get on board, and they finally start the work of rebuilding the temple. The energy is back. Things are happening. But then, just 1 month in, all that amazing energy just vanishes. Poof. The work grinds to a stop. Again. And this time, it's not because they don't care. No, this time, the problem is something way more sneaky and maybe even more dangerous. You see, the older folks, the ones who remember the first temple, Solomon's temple, they look at this new foundation and, well, it just doesn't measure up. They're comparing this legendary, glorious past with their own humble reality, and they just get completely discouraged. All their hard work suddenly feels tiny, second-rate. And that leads them to this really tough question, right? Why even bother? Why pour your heart into something when your absolute best work just feels not good enough? It's a total crisis of comparison. And that is a poison that can stop anything good from happening. So God sends Haggai back in. But this time, the message goes deeper. It's not just about what you do. It's about how you see. It's about completely redefining what the word glory actually means. See, their whole problem was they were trying to measure something spiritual with a physical measuring tape. They were judging the value of this project based only on what they could see. How big the stones were, how nice the wood was. They were totally missing the point, which was about the faith inside them. And this is the game changer. God makes this absolutely stunning promise. He says this new temple, this smaller, humbler building, is actually going to have a greater glory than the magnificent original one. And you have to ask, how is that even possible? Well, it's because his presence, his spirit, will be there. That's the source of the glory. And that brings us to the absolute core of the message. There's only one thing that God is looking for. It's not about how fancy things look on the outside, it's about sincere faith on the inside. That's it. So, what does this all mean for us? Because this story isn't really just about some old temple. It's a timeless blueprint with some incredibly powerful lessons for our own lives, right now. Okay, so there are 2 big takeaways here. First, it's a call to look at your own life, your priorities. Where are you putting all your time and energy? Are you so focused on building your own comfortable world that you're forgetting about your spiritual foundation? And second, it's a huge challenge to just stop the comparison game.
Stop measuring your own worth against what other people are doing. Real value, true glory, is found in how sincere you are, not in how you stack up against someone else.
So, really, this whole story leaves us with a question to ask ourselves. What's the thing in your life that's in ruins? What have you put on hold? Maybe it's a project, a relationship. Maybe it's a part of your own spirit. Is it sitting there neglected because you've gotten too comfortable? Or is it because you're too busy comparing your efforts to someone else's and feeling like it's not good enough? This story is a challenge to all of us. Start rebuilding, and remember that faith is the only real way to measure success. This explainer was brought to you by the Center Studio.